I'm Rick Johanson, and this is IronEcho Design. In the last Inkscape tutorial we did, the slow quick start, I asked for any questions or anything that you might need help with, and this question came in from Grid Industries. Also, thank you, Grid Industries. They sent a nice thank you. I appreciate that. The question is about one of the path functions, difference. If you don't know what that is, it lets you take a shape and pop out a portion. It seems very intuitive, but this question is very relevant. For whatever reason, that one never works for me. And I feel your pain. I almost wanted to call this video my Inkscape pet peeves or things I can't stand about Inkscape, but I love Inkscape too much to do that, so let's keep it positive. So the shortest answer I can give you, and I'm going to demonstrate everything on this video, is path functions and path effects only work on paths. Usually. All right, let me show you what I mean. So here's the absolute basic example. If you have this hexagon, and here's another hexagon, these are two objects, the path function difference allows you to put one on top of the other. If you hold shift and combine both, go up to path, and you can do difference, and it knocks out part of it. So that's how it's supposed to work. But this is what happens when you're making a design. Maybe you have a really cool logo or something you're feeling good about, and you're like, I'm going to try to pop this. I'm going to stamp it out. The same thing. So I've got my object, shift, I collect the other piece, path, different. Hold on a second. Hold on, shift, collect both, path, difference, and you go crazy. So this is what happens all the time. So remember, path functions and path effects only work on paths. What does that even mean? Well, here is the quickest way to fix it. I have this object here. At the bottom, you should be aware of this info bar in Inkscape. So see down here, it says path, 6 nodes in layer 1. If you don't know what nodes are, that's how Inkscape creates the shapes. If I double click, you can see each node creates the shape. So that's good. So I have a path. What is this? A path. Path will go on path. What was the deal with this? The info bar is telling me that's a group. All right, so groups don't work. How do I fix that? There's a couple ways, not to get too confusing. Let me just show you. One, you could ungroup it. So object, ungroup, and just to prove it, it'll work. Shift, path, difference. There you go. Or if you really liked it to look like that, you can take both of these paths, hold shift, and you can do combine. So path, combine. Now it'll work. Hold shift, path, difference. It's a little complicated, and I'm learning to now go a little slower. So if you want to know the difference between combine and this other one called union, I'll show you that in a second. So actually, I'll show you that in a different video. But you could also do union. So here's the two, path, union. Effectively, either combine or union creates a path. So now I have 11 nodes. Amount of nodes doesn't matter. I'm going to show you in a second. Path, difference. Got it? Okay, so here, just to keep in mind, when you get in trouble, check the info box. You can combine or do union, or if you're really deep into something, you can check layers. Layers, if you've never used them, you can hit this icon here, or you can go to Object, Layers and Objects. It's gonna be very complicated. For today, don't worry about it, but let's say we wanted to work on just these 3 simple shapes. Now you know what's gonna happen because you can see it already. I want to stamp out this triangle. Be aware. I know it's a group. I did this visually on purpose. Path, difference, doesn't work, just like Grid Industries is saying. How do you fix that? We can ungroup, but if there's so much stuff happening, you're not sure what's what, go to your layers, and I see this G16 just means group, and I called this one, you can hit the eyeball, that triangle. You could simply grab it and pull it out of the group. That gets a little confusing. Or in this case, I know now it's isolated. It should work. Shift, path, difference. Okay, we're good. I want to show you now a very complicated example to prove that it doesn't matter how many nodes I guess if you have millions, you're going to crash Inkscape. But let's say we've got this shape right here. This was the demonstration we did in the last video. So just to play off of that, it's a path. See the info box? Let's do a path effect on it. And I'm showing you this because it's the same concept. Let's go back to rotate copies and we'll do 100. This is what we made last time. If you hit the edit paths by node, you can draw out and create some type of interesting shape. We'll just go with that. Let's make it a little thinner. So I'll go to my fill and stroke. And for stroke style, let's do 0.25. Okay, without overcomplicating it, it says path 600 nodes. It's still not going to work, and I'm showing you this example because if you're creating a design that's just stroke, you got to do this one extra step. So I have it selected. Notice it says path 600 nodes. Go to path stroke to path. Now it changed to 44,700 nodes. And that's how this whole design is made up. Now, if I have both selected, look how well I centered it. Do path difference. It'll think for a second and then it worked. Pretty cool. All right, I think it's cool. Anyway, so thank you. I hope that if you have any other questions, just pop them in the comments below. I don't have time for this, but I made it because I thought it was interesting. I'll see you next time.